flips me a back body. So, it's another one, yeah, it's a full span, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
Good evening, welcome to iBoxingHub. Guys, if you're new to this channel, remember to subscribe, like, and share. I go by the name of Biyenge, featuring yours truly, Trey. What's good?
Yo, what's going on, cuz? And what's going on, people? Thank you so much for tuning in to another boxing roundup. It's obviously the end of week roundup. But obviously, before we get started, wanted to big up to the community. Thank you, everyone, for just supporting what we do. We've got obviously Rico in the chat. So he's obviously saying big up, lads, dream team in the building. It's only a dream team with all of us, my brother. So big up to you for obviously the tremendous work that you've been doing with Banter and Boxing. So guys, if you're not tuned in, if you're not subscribed to Banter and Boxing, make sure you head over to obviously our channel, and it's actually one of our sister companies. I know Rico's not going to like us saying sister or brother, wherever you want to take it, man. But yeah, no, big up. And cuz just big up to the whole of the family, man. Honestly, obviously we had Mr. Neutral at the event yesterday, so his vlog for the week will be out soon. So big up to Mr. Neutral, of course, and he's there with Rico. And big up to Abbas as well. He's obviously been doing some tremendous work. Obviously done interviews with the likes of Jack Cattrall, Progress twice, giving him his time. So big up to Abbas on his end for some tremendous work that he's been doing interview-wise. And yeah, man, I'm ready for us to just do a tremendous show. But before we get into the show, here's a quick word from our sponsors, D-Rep. Yes, obviously that's D-Rock. Cuz just doing his magic, of course, man. So yeah, guys, just make sure you head over to the description, go into the website, and just if you like anything that you see, just type in the code, which is iBoxingHub24, and you get 40% off everything. And we've obviously got Mr. Neutral in the chat. Big up to you, my brother. And big up also, we have to obviously give Mr. Neutral a shout out, honestly, man, because he's been doing some truly tremendous work. He obviously, had his hard talk on Friday. He got to meet the new champ, and also Christine Lopez, her coach, after a tremendous victory. So big up to Chicken, aka Miss Shay Metcalf. I can never say her name properly, but I'm just going to call her Chicken. But big up to the Triple D fight queen. But yes, cuz we've obviously had a tremendous event. I don't know how many times I could stress tremendous, but it was a truly great epic battle, and I'm just happy that we could obviously review this together. So cuz before we obviously get into that, what was your thoughts about the overall event when you did obviously tune in?
Yeah, do you know what? I tuned in literally on the co-main event, I believe. Was it Hatton?
Yeah, Campbell Hatton, yeah.
It was a good fight. It was actually a good fight. Unfortunately, he didn't get the win, but it was really it was a good fight. I enjoyed it. The event overall, again, I didn't watch all the other undercards, so I'm not too sure, but it seemed all right. I mean, was it a sold-out arena?
Yeah, I think it did pretty well. Obviously, Mr. Neutral in the chat, he could obviously confirm whether it was sold out or not, because he was there on site, of course. But from watching it from TV, it looked really good. The atmosphere was buzzing. You could feel it from the TV. I always feel that if the atmosphere is really great, you could feel it from the TV, and I felt it from the TV as well. So Mr. Neutral's obviously confirming 8,000 sold out. So it just shows you the powers. This was the first event as well at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester as well. So, you know, I'm sure Eddie Hearn, Jack Cattrall, they're absolutely buzzing because this was a tremendous introduction to many, many more events, man. So, yeah, man, speak up to the fighters involved. But before we obviously get into the main event, I kind of wanted to just give my little 2 cents on Campbell Hatton. You know, it's always difficult for second generation fighters to be able to really capitalize on a successful boxing career, because they obviously have to follow an example. It's difficult. It's not the easiest, but he pulled his heart out, man.
He done well. He done well. It was close. I reckon he was in the beginning. He was doing all right. Towards the end, it's just like, you know, the gas tank's kind of going, but then he's getting hit a lot. But I mean, the question is, where does it go from here? I believe, you know, look, 2 L's in his record. I don't mean nothing. All the greats, they've had plenty of L's and come back.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just a thing where don't know, but I believe, look, you know, it's too early to say, but you know, if he continues in the next couple of years' time, he can become more challenged for a world title.
I agree with you, cuz. And look, Rico's obviously saying thoughts and prayers to Campbell Hatton's career. I don't think the thing is, I don't think it's a bad thing that, you know, he's had 2 tough fights back to back. He didn't even have to get straight back in there to have the rematch, but he did. It just shows the courage of Campbell. And like I said, it's always very difficult with these second generation fighters because of what their dads have done.
Yeah,
it's hard to kind of, you know, they're always gonna kind of compare him because his dad was at world level, and Campbell right now, you wouldn't really class him as world level just yet, but let him build, you know.
What level is he at the moment, Campbell?
I reckon he's at like a aerial level, southern aerial level, you know, not underneath kind of British level at the moment, but he's 23, man. He's far from young. No, he's far from old, sorry, man. So I think he's got plenty of time, and he hasn't had that much amateur experience as well. So also, it plays a big factor having an amateur background. So when you look at like the likes of Usyk, for example, having over 300 amateur fights, for example, but you look at his professional career, he's had not as much as certain people, but because the amateur career has paved the way for him to do his stuff there, man. So obviously, big up. We've got True Dollar Bill in the building, man. So obviously, big up to True Dollar Bill, the commissioner, aka the man. Well, obviously, we're always activated, the people's champion. So, guys, if you're not tuned in to Across the Way from the US to UK, featuring Rico in the chat as well, every Tuesday, make sure people are tuned into that, man. So it's obviously good to have him on. And we've got Lucy as well. Big up Lucy, all the way from the States. Lucy's Fats. Everyone's always so hard on that guy. He was never going to be as good as his dad, which is true. And they never are. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true, man. I can't even lie. It's absolutely true. Lucy's coming through with the facts as well. Rico's obviously saying they gave him a big push. He needs to go to America to go around the gyms and get different coaches, circulate. But he just joined Basil, Rico, man. Let him just, you know, kind of let him build. Pick up Rico. Like shit.
Yourself. The problem is, right, the pressure is it's the name. You know, it's the name. It's like, look at what's his name? He lost last week. What's his name?
Tim Tszyu. Yeah, Tim Tszyu. Yeah.
Look at Eubank Jr.
Yeah.
So and so. The problem is, we need to let this generation of boxers just be them.
Yeah.
I understand they're trying to follow their parents' their father's footsteps, but unfortunately, it's different timing. Do you know what I mean? You know, like I don't know. It's just like I think the pressure. I think Campbell took this rematch because of the pressure, because of the people. I personally, I don't think he should have. I think like look, he could have went a different route. But then again, it just shows you how much he wants it. Because at the end of the day, like look, you win some, you lose some. Losing, you're learning, and you know it's L. You're taking an L, but you can learn from it. Do you know what I mean? So it's just the thing where yeah, man, people need to be easy, man. Look, they're not their fathers, unfortunately, right? They're them. Yeah, because I know that. Look, again, Eubank Jr. gets criticised. Well, his father was his father retired at the age of 32 or 35, and he was a world champion, whereas he's not. But he's making, I might say, he's probably making more money than what his dad was making back in them days. I don't know, but you know, so it's just different times.
Yeah, no, 100% agree with you. And just big up to everyone in the chat, man. I just love the energy. Obviously, we're going to get to Lucy's facts right there very soon. Big up to Hakan, always showing love, man. So big up to you. Rico's obviously saying he's not improving, he's getting worse. So it's been a super week for Mr. Neutral, obviously doing some stuff for Punch Out Boxing. So big up to him. Lucy's facts right here. Look, this is such a great. This is why I love getting involved in these chats, because look, can you think of a legitimately great fighter whose offspring was also great? I think the closest that I can get off the top of my head is Muhammad Ali and Layla Ali, which is true. It's tough. It's tough. And even Tim Tszyu, in a way, was really good because obviously became world champion. He was on the verge of becoming, two-time world champion as well. His dad's done it, obviously 4 times undisputed. So it's difficult. Obviously, Childollar Bill coming through with facts. He's saying Chavez Jr., but it's just Savage Senior. It's just on a different level, man, compared to his, his offspring, of course, man. And Junior and Omar, yep, it's true. Hasham Rahman Jr., but it's just not the same. You see all these names, it's just not the same. It's difficult. That's why, for me, yeah, I kind of respect Junior in a way, because yes, he could have, had his dad throughout his whole of his career, but he kind of wanted to build his own name, do his own thing, build his own brand. And you can argue, the kind of fights that Eubank Jr. is in now is arguably more profitable than he did at the time. And it's just because of the times, bro.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. And this is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of they're getting criticized because your dad was great, you should be great. It's like, for example, John Fury, he was a professional boxer, and compare him to Tyson Fury. Tyson's actually more than him.
Exactly. That Charles obviously mentioning Mayweather as well. His dad wasn't great, but you know what I mean. I think it's difficult, man. It's always difficult, and this is where you kind of have to. With most boxers' stories, it's mostly from hardship. They've had difficult situations, etc. But the likes of Eubank Jr., Conor Ben, Campbell Hatton, they all necessarily didn't even have to box, but because they love the sport, it's in their blood. Why are we going to stop these guys from wanting to pursue that career as well? So I've got nothing but respect for second generation fighters, trying to pave the way. And look, Campbell will come back stronger, man. So big up to Campbell, man. And let's get down to business, man. It's obviously the main event time, man. Catrol El Gato versus Regis Ruguru Prograde. Cause this was a good battle. This was the introduction to the Co-op Live Arena. And look, before we obviously get into the proper breakdown, big up to Regis Prograde, man. Absolute classy after his loss, of course. And I just wanted to take this opportunity just to thank him for giving us great fights here in the UK, and whatever he decides to do, we obviously respect him. and we appreciate him as a warrior, man. So big up to Regis Prograde. But cuz, just give me your thoughts, man. Obviously, Jack El Gato's done it.
All right, look, let's be honest, guys. Let's not get over our heads now. But the first half of the fight was really boring. If anything, it seemed like Jack was trying to figure out Prograde, but it seemed like Prograde was actually winning the first half.
No, big up to Carver. Yeah.
You know, he was obviously that was the first time. Well, Jack said he slipped, so okay, fair enough. He slipped, whatever. It was classed as a knockdown. He picked up the pace on the second half of the fight with the 2 knockdowns. I believe if it weren't for the 2 knockdowns, boy, it could have went left. You know, Prograde could have won that fight. You know, but again, look, you know, hurt his ankle, whatnot. No excuse. Look, you know, he's a man. You know, he fought the fight, lost the fight, but I would say, was that Jack's toughest opponent?
It's a very good question. I would say arguably, potentially, it could have been. Yeah, it could have been. Obviously, big up to Karma all the way from the States. We've got to obviously show us some love. Thank you so much, you know, for just tuning in to the show. Everyone's obviously just getting involved in the chat, which I absolutely love, man. So big up to everyone. I do believe it was one of his toughest fights. Reason why it was one of his toughest fights is because we know Jack, he's patient, he's an intelligent boxer. He doesn't get given credit for his punching power, but he had to flip the script when he obviously got knocked down. Obviously, it wasn't, you could argue it's a slip, but to the judges, it's a 10-8 round. So at the end of the day, he obviously had to switch the levels a bit, and against a fighter who, you know, carries a lot of power. Definitely, I think he done tremendously well to win. And the reason why I would say this is one of his toughest fights, because this was a fight that he didn't need to take as well. This was a very risky fight, because if he would have lost this, then all that work this year, you know, building up for that title shot, he would have lost it on that night, man. So in terms of the circumstances and, you know, with all the pressures, you know, opening the co-op arena, I think, you know, it was great. And we saw two big knockdowns. Obviously, Trill Dollar Bill was saying Josh, which is potentially true. I do agree. I do 100% agree. Hakan's obviously saying it was around 8K, which is mad. Rico saying I love Cammy. And Mr. Neutral, who was obviously there at site, Catchall pulled the goods out the bag when it matters. That's the sign of a champ. Regis was amazing all week, just couldn't last the 12 rounds, which is awesome. Yep, so 7. Yeah, but it's true. It was a fight of 2 halves. Obviously, Regis took the first half, I would say, because of the knockdown. But then it's a fight of 2 halves. So we wanted to know if he had the endurance to be able to continue that. And I think Regis, you know, after the fight, kind of realized that, damn, can my body be able to compete in this level, you know, at this pace as well? So now big up to Regis Progress, man. He showed class. And Janine Boston is a talent, yes. Ooh, and Ishmael, yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree. So, cuz this is what I wanted to kind of put to you and to the community as well. And I think actually I'll let you do the honors, man, because this is something that you've been kind of talking about as well, about his next potential opponent.
Do you know what? I think Lopez, that will be a brilliant fight. It'll be a good fight. It'll be nice for Lopez to actually come here in the UK. But my only issue is I think that Lopez, as the current champion, might outprice himself. That's the issue that I can see happening.
You're going for outpricing himself, which is fair. Big up Jams in the chat as well. Boxing Media Hub, big up to you, my brother. I had it a draw at the end, so big up to Biyenge and Trey anyways. Now big up to you, brother. Taylor fight let the world know he was champion. Yep, which is true. I love this point from True Dollar Bill. Looking to get both on this channel this week. Ooh, Boston and Ishmael Davis. Big up to Rico, just doing, you know, tremendous work. He's also got his interview with Boxing Kingdom. So, guys, if you haven't seen that, make sure you're tuned into the channel for that as well. That would be epic, Rico, yeah, which is true. I definitely agree. Catchall will be IBF after Parole Hitchens, ooh, which is true. Look, now that obviously will outprice himself. Look, what I'm going to say about the takeover, because everyone, that's a fight that we all want to see, of course. As it stands, the junior weight division looks like this. So Teofimo's the WBO, Liam Paro's the IBF, Jose Venezuela is the WBA, and Alberto Puello is obviously the WBC champion. So as it stands now, because Jack Catchall is the you could say he's the interim for the WBO. That fight does make sense with Teofimo, but in my opinion, I think Eddie's a very smart man. They're all unstable. Let's see what happens after his fight, Liam Parole, and I reckon they'll do it through the IBF route as opposed to WBO. And I don't think Teo would actually price himself out. I think Teo is more in a situation where he wants to move up. I think he'd rather, you know, move up and fight a Terence Crawford than, you know, fight Jack Catchall, if that kind of makes sense. But obviously, from a boxing perspective, we want to see that. But I think from a business perspective, I think he's going to want to try and, you know, fight Crawford, man. And we've seen all these comments and everything that's happening, man. So, boy.
Will Crawford entertain Lopez?
Yeah, I think he is. I think he will. I think because of, you know, all the comments with what's happening as well. Rico's obviously saying Biyenge, Triple H and HBK. I absolutely love it, man. So no, big up, man. Alluded to a Teofimo fight in the UK, but it would have to be a Madoff fight. I 100% agree, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Lopez has made it clear, like, you know, he's about for him to fight Catchall, you need to pay him a decent. You're looking at about what, $5 million? 5 to 10 mil, I don't know, but he won't unless if Catchall was to win the IBF title, and then they could do a unification fight. You know what I'm saying? And from there, you know, I can see that happening. But for now, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, because Lopez is chasing Crawford. I don't know if that fight's going to happen. If I'm honest with you, I don't know if it's going to happen. You know, if anything, I don't know. The division at the moment is crazy, because he's currently a champion at 140. So what's he going to do? Is he going to give away his title or what? Because we don't even know what's going on. But the Catchall fight will be big. If it's here in the UK, I think it'll be big.
It would be absolutely massive. So 147 too big for Teo, but he might have to move up to 154. But the problem is, where, you know, a lot of people are alluding to Crawford, you know, fighting Canelo. He was obviously going to have to move up a few divisions. So why now that, you know, Teofimo wants to kind of do what Crawford's doing? So do you see in the chain of what's happening here? And both guys actually have a good argument to do both fights. Man.
Okay, all right. So with Lopez, is it that he wants to move to 147 or 154?
Crawford, from my understanding, is going to stay at 154. So the only way that fight happens is at 154, because I don't see Crawford coming down to 147 just to fight Teofimo Lopez, man. So for me, I don't really see that fight happening, man. Big up to Thunder Road in the chat as well. I forgot about the time change in the UK. No, big up to you, my brother, man. Big up to you. Thanks for tuning in. I need Crawford to take that fight and send him to the gulag one trip. We know what Rico loves with the gulag, man. So big up to him. Yeah. So I want for 2. So Rico wants it, man. A lot of people want it. Haney in no man's land. So nah, man, this is absolutely crazy. I just love everyone's just getting involved in the chat, man. It's the energy that I like, man. Just always.
All right, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Who do you think? Who out of the 3? Who should Jack fight?
My opinion, I would say, if I'm putting on my business hat on and I'm looking at the dynamics of what can happen because it's under one stable, I'm going for the winner of Liam Parrow and Hitchens. And when you win that fight, or should you win that fight and he gets that belt, then, you know, you could chase Teofimo Lopez, bring him to the UK for unification, so that there's another reason for Teofimo to fight Jack Catterall. Because at the moment, still, I think it's not enough yet to persuade him unless a big deal comes in. And he's obviously going through his legal issues with Top Rank. And yeah, I just don't really see how that could happen anytime soon, man. But let's see. Josh Taylor's just signed a free fight deal with Matchroom. So who's next for Josh? Interesting. It's a very, very interesting.
What weight is Josh Taylor camping? Is it 147?
Who?
Josh Taylor.
I believe he's going to move up to 147. Yeah, he's tight at the weight now, man. He's tight. Ooh, Josh versus Ben.
That will be a good fight, if I'm honest.
He doesn't deserve it, cuz he don't deserve to fight. This is my thing, cuz, man. Like, he doesn't deserve it. Like, you know, he could say this is my thing.
Listen, going back to what we were saying about, you know, the second generation, they're not their fathers, but the reality is, the name carries weight. People will tune in. Unfortunately, the name carries weight. So Josh and V's Taylor, that would be a brilliant fight. That could potentially be a future fight after the Eubank Jr. Just saying.
No, you know what, you're 100% right, man. But you know, with me, I'm very I'm old school in the sense where, like with Junior, for example, he's been British champion, for example. He's kind of built himself over the ranks, if that kind of makes sense. Whereas Ben, he's not even been British champion. Do you know what I mean? And he's kind of jumping the queue. Somehow he's, you know, top 5 in all of the organizations, and he's not fought for 2 years. How does that make sense? Because there's active fighters right now, as we speak, that's done so much more than Ben, but he's still higher in the ranking. So that's just my only thing. I have nothing against Ben. I think he's talented, but I just think that, you know, after this Eubank fight happens, obviously Rico's obviously saying that it gets iced. I don't want to for 2 years. That's absolutely mad. It is true. It is true, man. But yeah, that's my overall point. But I do agree, because I think if that's the fight that's going to happen at 147, I wouldn't mind to see it, man.
Who wins?
What, Taylor and Ben? I want to see how Josh Taylor looks at 147 first, man. I want to kind of see him at a few fights, see how he's like at the weight, and then I could obviously make a better judgment. 3-time IBO champion as well. Let's not disrespect. Let's not disrespect Eubank Jr.
Yeah,
he's the 3-time IBO champion. You know, when you've got Neymar carrying your belt, you know, Champions League winner, you know, Brazilian superstar. Come on, cuz, man. You can't hate on the kid, man. You can't hate on him, man. Man. So let's see, cuz, man. Regardless, I'm excited, man. I'm excited because, you know, boxing is looking like, you know, we're gonna get the big fights that we deserve to see. And yeah, look, so Ben would ice Taylor as of right now, in my opinion, massively on his side. I respect Regis for saying, yeah, which is true. I 100% agree. It was just nothing but class. Taylor needs to get his victory. He hasn't he hasn't won a fight in 3 years. Yep, I agree. I 100% agree, man. 100% agree, man. You let the man have a few fights at 147. I want to kind of see what he looks like at the weight. During that time, hopefully, Ben and Eubanks has happened. Eubank obviously sends Conor Ben back down to the division, humble him, in my opinion, and then let the kid just focus on the welterweight division. But I understand why there's a big demand for, Ben versus Eubank. I do understand, it's
Money.
You're not going to ever see a situation where you got two next-gen fighters being able to fight in this time. So let's see what happens, man.
Right. I've got a question to ask. I think I've asked you this question before. This is a fight that I don't know if it would ever happen. Caroline Dubois beats Katie Taylor. Who wins?
I think Caroline Dubois right now takes out Katie Taylor. The only reason why I say it is because, in boxing, there's timing. Katie's kind of on her way out, and Caroline right now, she's so hungry that, when you're fighting someone that's super hungry and she's ready against someone that potentially is not going to be as hungry, I think Caroline's ready, man. I think she's ready for a big fight. And plus, look, 38 years old, look.
Oh. Yeah.
I think he's talking about.
Wow.
Yeah. But I think she's ready for a strap, man. But depending on what happens between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, she's next in line. So Katie would have to decide whether she's going to defend that belt or Caroline gets upgraded to full champion. She's obviously the WBC interim champion right now. So if Katie doesn't defend her title against Caroline Dubois, then she's champion.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, gonna beat Serrano again. Cause who you got in this fight, man?
No, to be fair, I haven't really seen any much hype over them two. The build up, I ain't seen much, but I don't know. I think if I'm honest with you, the last fight, it was so close. I would have given it a draw or edged it more to Amanda. But yeah, it was on the Zone, right? So this time's on Netflix. So yeah, no one's been biased. So it's going to be an interesting one.
It's going to be interesting, and like what True Dollar Bill was saying, he's obviously going to watch the fight again. I might just watch the fight again as well. Karma, big up to you. Thank you so much. She's obviously saying she definitely agrees. Katie's elite, but she is slipping. I think she is in the decline, and it's nothing to do with Katie. She's a legend. She can retire tomorrow if she wants to, but we're in the sport right now where the young lions, man, they're coming up, man, and I just think Caroline is super, super hungry. You see how Daniel Dubois was hungry? She's got that same drive, man, to want him to be a best. And there's no sibling rivalry, but I think she kind of wants to be world champion as well. So there's two world champions in the family, man. So for sure, I definitely want to see that. Hate to say it, but Serrano gonna take this. Chantel showed Katie Taylor's on the. Yeah, I 100% agree, and it's a great victory for Taylor if she can beat Serrano at 38 after taking. This is what I'm saying. She's on the decline now, man. But never disregard Katie Taylor, man. She's a legend.
How old is Serrano?
Serrano, Lucy, save us here. Save us here. How old is Jams just come through? Jams, man, beat her to the punch, man. Big up to you. So 36 years old is what Amanda is, man. So Amanda's 36, Katie's 38. This is a good fight for both of them to have, man, just before, they potentially leave the sport. And Amanda as well, she's a promoter right now. She's got fighters on the bill, man. So regardless of what happens, she's winning, man.
I'm actually surprised that Eddie Hearn has no involvement in this upcoming fight, because obviously Katie's one of his fighters, right?
Yeah, but Jake
I know
Paul,
that she was really
MVP, that
yeah,
kind of money, man. You know,
yeah.
she kind of had to bypass Matchroom, the Zone, to get that kind of money, which is fair play to her, man. Like she deserves it. Everything that she's getting right now, she deserves it. It's just for putting women's boxing in the map with Clarissa Shields, with the rest of the legends as well, and big up to. We have to obviously give her another big shout out as well because at her age, becoming world champion as well. Was truly tremendous. Well, so big up to the Triple D fight queen, all the way from the States in Dallas, Texas. No, big up, man. Big up, big up, man. Yeah, man. So, cause obviously we're obviously gonna wrap up the show, but I just want to run through a few little comments just before we wrap up. Of course, Troy Dollar Bill is obviously saying Katie's done after this. I'm happy she gets to leave the sport with a big payday. 100% agree with you, Troy Dollar Bill. She deserves everything that's coming her way. I honestly don't want to see them fighting those younger fighters. I don't want to see Taylor fighting the bar, and yeah, which is true. It's true, man. I think let the youngins, take over. It's their time. She's got great young Puerto Rican boxers. Yep, I agree. This is Jake Paul MVP show. So yeah, 100% agree, man. So both ladies need to retire after this. So cuz I'm gonna leave that with you. So whatever happens, result wise, should both fighters, I know we as fans we can't really say okay a fighter should retire, but would you advise the fighters to kind
Yeah,
of
so they've achieved a lot in the sport and they've made their money. Yeah, just let the young guns. The young guns are hungry because Katie Taylor and Serrano, they're champions. Do you know what I mean? And the hunger's gone. They love the sport. They're passionate about it, but that drive, that hunger, it's just like, dude, you this is your last. This is your last biggest payday. But hey, end of the day, look, it's down to them if they want to retire or not. But like I said, it will be an interesting fight just to see Caroline White, Kate Taylor. It'll be nice to see. This is the same. We had what AJ was 27 before Klitschko. Klitschko was 40 or 41.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I would love it. I would love it because it's like the passing of the torch, isn't it, man? Katie kind of paved the way for Caroline Dubois. And Caroline Dubois said she was about, I don't know, 11 or whatever, and she was watching Katie Taylor in the Olympics. So can you imagine how she's feeling that she's in a potential position that she could fight her, man? So big up, man. Big up to Rico as well. I want to send a shout out to Chev Clark. Big up to Chev Clark fighting for the European title in his 11th fight. Brilliant job for Matchroom. Big up to him. And whoever wins should fight. Yes, sir. Yes, El Chapo. They keep doing her dirty. I want Frank, man. Obviously, Mr. Frank Warren. Please deliver El Chapo another, title shot, man, because she deserves it, man. In my opinion.
Just
great roundup as always. Now, God bless as well, Jams, man. You're an absolute legend, man. So, beaten now.
I just got excited there.
No, I know, it's gas.
So Okoli has been signed to Queensbury.
Yeah, Queensbury. Yeah,
that heavyweight, right?
Yeah. So what you saying? That's what I wanted to know.
There's this. Here's this. Okoli, he could either fight Dylan White next because they've got that little, beef that they had in sparring, or the Midnight Champion at heavyweight. Just get it over and done with.
Okay.
Those are the two opponents. I understand when you move up, you've got to have a warm-up fight, blah, blah, blah. But, hey, dude, man, time is ticking. Let's get the fights. Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Think about it. The Midnight Train is with Boxer. The Collie is with, Frank Warren. Frank Warren and Ben Shalom at the moment, they're beefing, do you know what I mean? And it would just be a big event. You never know. Them two can even fight in Riyadh season.
I can't lie, man. Wilder will chin him, man.
Do you know what? I'm honest with you. I think a lot of people are underestimating Wilder. You know, I just think, don't get me wrong. I know he's had 2 terrible performances here, but if he does come back, I've got a feeling whoever he fights here, he's gonna
chin him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I wouldn't want a Coley to be kind of thrown into a wounded lion, because wounded lions are dangerous, man, because he's going to want to come back, you know, stronger. So I wouldn't want a Coley to just get, if he's going to move up to heavyweight, ease him in, man, ease him in. Don't throw him into the lions then just yet. So I predict a ton of clinching from a Coley. Yes. You know what's so crazy? It's because she's thinking about the fight that she had with Crispin and Smith. It was such a disappointment, man. Such a disappointment. So I'm hoping he doesn't produce that. That was supposed to. Ooh, Woodley. And yeah, okay. I think he's auto-correct. Nah, big up, man. But obviously this is the end of the show. Obviously, big up to the whole of the community. Thank you, everyone that's, you know, tuned into the Sunday service. Blessed day, Sunday. And we obviously do this for the boxing community. So we appreciate you for just, you know, tuning in, getting involved in the chat. Remember, people, keep liking, keep subscribing, share it with a friend as well, only if they like boxing. And just let them know that this platform is by fans for fans, man. So this is for you guys to have your say, but then also we're giving you access into the boxing world for our content. So big up to the whole of the team, the family involved in what we do. And before we obviously wrap up, the people that are sponsoring us, we obviously have to give a big shout out to D-Rock. Yes. iBoxingHub 24 for 40% off. So people, make sure you go to the description. If you like anything on the website, if you like what I'm wearing, if you like anything from the video, just go into the website. 40% off. iBoxingHub 24, and just take advantage of the drip. But Cuds, we obviously at the end of the show. This is the part where you do your shadow boxing, of course. But Cuz, now big up to you, man. Thank you, you know, for joining me on this blessed Sunday.
Yeah. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Keep supporting. We're back here again on Wednesday. Have a lovely, productive week. Peace and love, man.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. I start my card with a sweet one, please. Someone